What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol AVCT for American Virtual Cloud Technology. Big name there. On the left-hand side, we do have the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. And of course, this will be an update. You can see some of our prior levels on the chart already marked out for a daily roadmap. I would just point out that overwhelmingly, we are still in a downtrend. Don't let that fool you from the daily time frame chart, but we are making steps in the forward and upward direction, right? So it's not like we're just continuing this downward slide. They are, by they, I mean the buyers are trying to put up a fight here to change the daily trend. We did recapture the daily 50 SMA, the blue line, which is a good bullish indication. But again, we do have sets of equal highs that really need to resolve higher if this is going to continue on its merry way. The next thing we can point out from the daily perspective would, of course, be this support trend line, right? Doing something like this, you'll notice we're still well above trend here, and we're actually starting to form with those flat highs an ascending triangle. So as long as we remain in this sort of wedge, basically anything that looks and continues to look like this, the chart pattern is bullish. We're looking for breakouts up and over 260 just about to get us into these highs around 3. And then from there, we have 331, and I believe that's it. Yeah, the next major level I would say is the daily 200 SMA, but I want to ensure that there isn't just an obvious structural area to watch out for. Yeah, actually, I suppose it would be this prior shelf of support, which as of right now is very close to that 200 SMA. You can see that big shelf there. When support is broken, typically it does act as resistance. So that's where that level and number is coming from. That's what I'm seeing on the daily time frame chart. Again, today's candle would sort of indicate some indecision and just hanging out high and tight in the ascending triangle. Not really going to read into it too much in terms of direction. Let's take a closer look at the 30-minute intraday perspective just to see how today's move actually unfolded and if we can learn anything additional here. I would say that it was actually a fairly bullish day with the exception of the pullback into the afternoon. Notice that all of the buying volume was increasing and the selling volume into the afternoon was actually tapering off. That's exactly what you want to see as a stock is pulling back or consolidating essentially. So we'll come in with the Fibonacci's low all the way on up to the high. And here's where it gets a little bit more interesting, right? We did technically violate our 38.2 on the pullback. It did not hold, but we are still at the 50% mark. In the post market, we're kind of right at this level. So it's not like we're dramatically higher or dramatically lower. Not going to read into any sort of potential for a gap as of right now. We're just kind of balancing out. And again, if we can get firmer breakouts and daily bars that close up and over 260, I do think that that triggers more of a firm breakout into 3. And then from there, we will reassess, see if we can get to 331. But as of right now, a little bit more work needs to be done. The kind of, from a shorter term perspective, I guess we could talk about this. The line in the sand would be at 246, the 61.8. If we grab our horizontal tool, throw that on, we'll clean up the fibs, sort of get the distractions off the chart. So here we go, right? In an ideal world, we do not violate that because if we do, we know it's very likely we come at least into 226. But in an ideal world, right, we do something like this, higher low once again. So a 30-minute trend that is a little bit steeper than the daily. You can kind of see that as these lows right in here. And then we hook higher to take out 3 or to get towards 3, right? That's the bullish trade in sort of an ideal world inside of American Virtual Cloud Technologies. Again, huge name there. If we do start to break down underneath that, then I would just be patient and either wait for the support trend line or the pattern to get so tight that it needs to make a decision one way or another at this sort of juncture in here, which, if the pattern does ultimately pan out to its full extent, it's close to about 245, right? So patience until we get there if there isn't firm acceptance immediately up and over that level, which we just discussed here, 260 on our 30-minute intraday time frame chart. So that's going to wrap up the video. If you enjoyed it today or learned anything new, let me know in the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description. And all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.